Don in London, hello, May 24th, 2009, bright sunny Sunday morning here, and just after 9 o'clock in the morning. My video is all about recovery from addiction to substances or behaviour. My substance, alcohol, and I guess any other sort of food over the years. Compulsive eater sometimes, and my behaviour, trying to be perfect and never so. So where am I today? I've been awake for a couple of hours. Sun is streaming through, and it's quiet and calm here in London, UK, Chelsea. So life feels okay just in the moment of now. But I went out yesterday, went to a good meeting of the Fellowship of AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, and then met up with some friends in a different part of London, near to Portobello Market. And I've never really actually walked through Portobello Market on a Saturday. So I took lots of photos of thousands of people enjoying the entertainment of being in a market which is bustling and alive. And the difference these days is I can see the people alive rather than just people walking by. And I think I'm also, or feel I am also, a people watcher. I love to see what's going on with people and maybe what's behind the mask that they're wearing on their faces. And often we can get that with a candid photo shot. So I've got a lot of those which I've just posted up on my photo site. A link to the right. Anyway, this is all about recovery, and actually, you know, having a good day where things have gone okay, and meeting up with people in a social way, not in a meeting of AA, is rather nice, and to celebrate somebody having 2 years sobriety. Fantastic. You know, one day at a time is the key. And when we get to these milestones, in the first year we can always have chips at a month. Oh yeah, just for today chip, which is the silver one, 24 hours a day. And then different variety of colours all the way up to 12 months. And then when we get to 12 months we have to wait a year for the next one. But we don't wait, we live life. And that life speeds up. So over the past few years my life has speeded up rather a lot by doing less and doing things which are good for me rather than doing things which hurt and harm me and make other people very worried about my welfare. So being in sobriety a little while is good for me, and life is about routine and patterns which help us deal with the unexpected. So AA, the Fellowship, Alcoholics Anonymous, has been there, and it's been a keystone in the arch of my sobriety. Now there's a bit of poetry for you. Anyway, what do I want to say here today? Well, I go to AA meetings. We all go to AA meetings if we need to, because we're alcoholic, or we go to a different type of meeting or a different type of professional help or support to find a way back to being sober one day at a time, I guess. And we all make a choice. We are all unique, authentic people, especially in Fellowship, which is why I cannot speak for the Fellowship of AA, nor the people in it, because they all have their voice, and that's paramount to me. So I don't speak for AA. A lot of people believe that anonymity is the spiritual foundation. I believe that anonymity provides sanctuary, so we can get to a spiritual living place, which is living in the day with as less denial and filter being put in between us and reality. So somebody asked, what's a filter? Mainly the filters I have are other people saying you're alright when you're not alright, and listening to that rather than saying, hang on, I'm not alright, I need to talk about it. All sorts of filters. We can fix ourselves, we can smoke, eat biscuits, drink lemonade, do anything which filters and satisfies that feeling of emptiness, rather than going and finding out what the emptiness is all about. Because every person needs empty space in order to fill on a daily basis with good things, not necessarily bad things, or just harmonious things which keep us going, like conscious contact with other people. And as I understand it, God works through people. God is truth, God is love. So very simple for me, and we are all part of it, no one bigger or smaller than anyone else. Just a bit of my philosophy this morning, but more about AA now, and I share literature from the program here in order to illustrate how it helps me on a daily basis. But before I do that, I will say the Serenity Prayer, say the Serenity Prayer at the end. I go through the AA preamble, which is really sharing what AA does, and it doesn't make you into a clone. It encourages you to be unique and authentic and live life as best you can. So here's the preamble, shared at every meeting I go to. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. So I guess my message is about sharing how to get to be sober and what works for me. And I think I've covered that a little bit so far. But the daily reflections is a one-page just to start the day off, really. And it says here, May 24th, happy, joyous and free. And don't forget, whenever the word God is used in the literature of AA, it's the God of your understanding, not a collective AA God. Nothing like that. It's what you understand as God or good conscience, or whether you're an atheist, agnostic or whatever. It doesn't matter. If we understand there are powers greater than us who have a bit more of an understanding of how to live life, then we're onto a winner. So, happy, joyous and free. We are sure God wants us to be happy, joyous and free. We cannot subscribe to the belief that this life is a vale of tears, though it once was just that for many of us. But it is clear that we made our own misery. God didn't do it. Avoid then the deliberate manufacture of misery, but if trouble comes, cheerfully capitalise it as an opportunity to demonstrate His omnipotence, or rather good conscience, and whatever your understanding of God could be. And it says further, for years I believed in a punishing God, and blamed Him for my misery. I have learned that I must lay down the weapons of self in order to pick up the tools of the AA program. That's the 12 steps. I do not struggle with the program because it is a gift, and I have never struggled when receiving a gift. If I sometimes keep on struggling, it is because I'm still hanging on to my old ideas, and the results are nil. So my best thinking got me drinking. My best feelings these days, and understanding that I'm part of something, part of the world, family, community, society, a fellowship, keeps me on a better path of understanding and stops me craving and wanting to go back to drinking. And As Bill Sees It, you can read as many pages as you like a day just to get to a place of calm. And page 111, I just do these linearly, one page a day, surveying the past. We should make an accurate and really exhaustive survey of our past life as it has affected other people. In many instances we shall find that, though the harm done others has not been great, we have nevertheless done ourselves considerable emotional injury. Then too, damaging emotional conflicts persist below the level of consciousness, very deep, sometimes quite forgotten. Therefore we should try hard to recall and review those past events which originally induced these conflicts and which continue to give our emotions violent twists, thus discolouring our own personalities and altering our lives for the worse. And it goes on to say, we reacted more strongly to frustrations than normal people. By reliving these episodes and discussing them in strict confidence with somebody else, we can reduce their size and therefore their potency in the unconscious. And really, when it's talking about step 4 there, sharing our fear, writing a fearless moral inventory about our assets and liabilities, the number one resentment that we all seem to have is against ourselves, which is why we kept on doing self-harm. And the awfulness in that is a lot of harm was done others, either by our absence or our bad behaviour. So, the step 4, write it all out. And in step 5, which I'm covering this month, May, as there are 12 steps, 12 months, May, all about sharing this with another individual, our best and our worst, our resentments, our anger, where we've held on to things and not let go of things, where we react against those old behaviours which were started very young. So the gift is, if we can do this and then share it with another human being we trust, of your choice, inside or outside the fellowship, we get to a place of maybe serenity in the moment. And as the serenity prayer goes, God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Hopefully we just do it one day at a time, so that we don't make it a mountain again. More later.